the layout drops today. All right, new layout smell. Oh yeah, it's great. All right, so I want to go over my first impressions of the Atlantic City Open here. So the layout just dropped not too long ago. I was actually tutoring, so I wasn't able to get to the video till just now. So I wanted to make sure that I got this out for you guys. So first thing you're going to notice is they have the bricks in the back center, which is pretty interesting. I do like that. That should block out a little bit of when you're looking across the field, that you can kind of get sneaky. You can't see how they're setting up as well. I guess if you're like Tyler Harmon, you can look over the top, or like Nick Slowiak. When you're tall, you should be able to see over that, but seeing over two of them, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that actually is on the field. I really like how it's Doritos over here, how the Dorito side is, there's no Dorito. It's literally, there's not one Dorito on the Dorito side, which is pretty interesting. I like that a lot. First impressions of the snake. I think you should be able to play the snake pretty well. This tower might be able to drop in some shots right there, but I think once you get past there, you should be good. So diving in, it's a straight down snake, so it's kind of like a zipper. So that's going to be nice. So that way you don't have to worry about, you know, doing like a zigzag or anything. The guy that you're really going to have to worry about on the snake side is this this snake corner here. Now, this snake corner is a mini Dorito. You're going to have to commit to that corner, so, or I'm sorry, that tape, so that way you can protect your snake guy. Because I think if you look inside and that guy gets down there, I think you're going to be able to get pinched relatively easy there. Now, this Dorito is inset a little bit, so it's moved over a little bit. Yeah, I guess we can see how that plays out this weekend. But this God bunker, or this insert bunker, I think is might be able to protect you a little bit. But these mini Doritos, they get small quick. So I think if you are going to be playing this, you're going to have to really commit to that snake side. The center, I think, could be good. I mean, definitely coming up here should be relatively easy. I guess if they're running and gunning out and dropping in shots, they'll be able to drop it into that area there. Or they can kind of do like a blind shot, but you can do the same thing back. And again, this is my first impressions, so yeah. With this tower here, or this Aztec, I mean, I think, like I said, you should be able to drop in shots, but you could probably just get straight up to this wing, and then that way, since it's standing up, you can kind of stand up tall in it. It might actually be better to look Dorito side, just because you don't want to get shot in the back from one of these guys. I think you might be able to protect yourself a little bit easier with these pins blocking you out and then the tall cake. So the center might not play as well as it did in Texas, is what I'm looking at right now. And literally, this is my first impressions breaking down the field, so forgive me for any lulls in talking or anything like that. So getting up the center, like I said, I think is going to be maybe a little bit difficult now that I'm looking at it more. It's going to be really easy to make these bunkers here just because it's like taking like 3 steps out and then diving. So you're going to have to worry about the guys shooting those cross shots, but I think you should be able to make these pretty easy. Maybe even get over into the God bunker here, into that Dorito. Going to the Dorito side, this can, I think, should be relatively easy to make. Now, what you should probably expect is there to be 2 guys in this home, just because it's such a big bunker. Put 2 guys there just laning on either side. You might even be able to delay 3 or 4 guys there if you really... We could actually delay the whole team there if you wanted to. I wouldn't do that, though, because that's not a good idea, because if you can't get out, now you have 5 guys trapped into that bunker. That's not going to be good for you. So getting out into the Dorito side, I think you should be able to make some of these further runs. Yeah, this is all just first impressions. So I'm just looking at this with this overhead view. And I think you should be able to break out to here. Getting out into maybe this this temple here, or this tower, I think that might be a little bit more difficult. But this side, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I like that it looks like they're trying to force everyone out to the tape, so there isn't really a lot of runs up the center. I love the center in Texas, so that was a really fun spot. But running to these outside tapes, I think, is going to be pretty important. Now, what's good is these huge wings here. So yes, you can send a guy out to this tall cake, but trying to wrap and shoot, the wing does come down this way, but I think you should still be able to move up. This guy isn't going to be able to stop anyone from moving from like here to here and then here to there. So I think you might need to leave someone in this can to shoot that way, or maybe even this tower here. I'm sorry, this Aztec here. Then that way you can shoot in between. It's going to be hard to get past the brick from that point, because they can shoot over the top of it as well as the outside of it, it looks like. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult there. And it looks like there might be a bounce shot off of this tower into there. Speaking of bounce shots, right now I don't see a whole lot. I think there might be one off this pin into your snake 2, but if they're in your snake 2, you have a lot of problems. You should be able to stop them before they get into there. I'm pretty sure that you can shoot down on them and shoot them in the pack. Just dump paint into like that area right there, and you'll be good. Let's see, are there any other bounce shots that might be possible? I mean, maybe off this can into there, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. Maybe off this pin into that tower. I think that would be possible, but it doesn't look like, and of course this is before playing it. I think I've already mentioned that. Once you actually get out on the field, you guys have seen me in my playing critiques where I'm shooting and I just kind of like start shooting at a bunker. I'm just trying to see what works. What is it that I'm able to do, essentially. But yeah, I like that it's so spread out. It's hard right now to say if it's going to be a snake side or a Dorito side field. It looks pretty even because you can get stopped on either side. It looks like relatively easy. Now, I don't think that this is going to be one of those lockdown fields. It doesn't look like it's going to be one that you can get stopped in a bunch of different places. I think the main issue is going to be either getting trapped here, or if you have good gunners in here, it might be good to leave 1 or 2 guys there, because I think you can still... Yeah, you can still shoot that gap. You have to come out a little bit wide, but I think, yeah, so you can still shoot that whole gap there. On this way, well, it looks like you can still shoot down on the snake. You should be able to stand up pretty well in there too. But it looks like you're getting blocked out. But you should be able to drop it over the top of that tall cake, over the top of that pin, and I think it should drop in right about there. So if you had someone there, yeah, I guess if they're doing that, then that's when you're going to be pushing up the center, because they have to come up over the top, and then that gives your guy a chance to get into the snake or get up into further up onto the Dorito side. But this is already interesting. When I first see all these Doritos over here, that was pretty great. So yeah, let's look at another angle. All right, so looking at this angle here, yeah, it looks like you can definitely be shooting past that from this brick here, shooting down this way. Oh, I dropped my pen. Shooting this way, it might be better just to get to that Aztec and then up into the wing. Now I'm liking this center, seeing this angle a little bit more, because you're blocked out a little bit. So once you're getting up to here, you should be able to drop in paint, looks like across there into the snake. So I think the center should still play pretty well, but I think this is going to be more of a tape battle. Once the guy in the snake is able just to get down, if there's no one shooting down on him, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in their snake too. The wings, the angle is that way, so down the tape, if they're a little bit sloppy, you should be able to drop it in, so that way you can clip them down tape. But if they hug these bunkers, you can get up to that wing, I think pretty easy is what it looks like. And let's check the last angle. All right, so from this one, we can see the snake. So actually, it looks like the snake one, you should be able to get some shots. That means that they can do the same thing back to you. So make sure that you remember that. So yes, it's good to see where you can shoot people, but remember, they can do the same thing back to you. And you want to make sure that you're looking at, on my way out, who shoots me on the way out. So that way you know, because it's great if you can get here and shoot 112 guys, but if you're dead, you're useless. So looking at snake 2. So this snake looks like it should be pretty decent. I think the issue is going to be getting past here. I think that's going to be your issue. Getting into the snake, I think if they have a wing there, obviously you won't be able to get past there. This Aztec, you might be able to even get underneath it, because if they're shooting tall, they have to shoot over the top of that. I think if you laid down and crawled up real quick, you might be able to get into there. The snake 2, getting around there, I think getting up into there, the wing you have to worry about. But once you get past here, I would just go all the way down to their snake 2, come up, and you can start shooting people in the back on the other side of the field. The Dorito side, I think, is still going to be good. I guess you have to call it the Aztec side because there's no Doritos over there. All the Doritos over on the Snake side. So guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Put in the comments, what do you guys think of the layout? I think it's going to play pretty nice. I like that it's different than what we've usually seen, that it's stuff that's a little bit different. So I like it. I think it'll be interesting to play it this weekend. So be on the lookout for my self-playing critique as well as any raw footage that I'm able to get for you. But I did want to show you something else. So I got something. So what's in the box? What's in the box? You're going to have to stay tuned. So be sure that you subscribe. There's some really cool stuff in that box. I didn't know that they had sent it out. It just showed up today. So that's all I'm going to tell you. So you got to make sure that you subscribe. Also, with the layout, is there anything that you guys noticed? Anything that you saw that might be a possibility? Do you think the Dorito side is going to play better than the Snake side? Or I guess like I said, we have to call it the Aztec side. Is the center going to play better, you think? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. So be sure to leave a comment down below. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.